Hey folks, this is ioEther and we're back playing some more World of Tanks. So first things first, I'm still sick. If you didn't know, forgot, or I didn't tell you, whatever, I managed to catch a whole strep throat last week, and so my throat is still on the fritz. If you see me pull up this particular mug, at any point in time, that is my stepdaughter on it. Then yes, that is me drinking hot chocolate in an effort to keep my throat at a suitable pace or suitable state for talking. Anyways, in the meantime, thank you so much for watching, and if you enjoy it, please, as always, the best way to support the channel is hit the like button. Okay, this is obviously Cadet I almost said 131. Cadet 111 in a T32 on Sand River. One of my hated and most loved maps at the exact same time. If I'm in a light tank, this is the best map ever. If I'm in anything else, it's not as great. We're just gonna leave it at that. This is a normal version of Sand River, so we're not worrying about the encounter circle or assault or anything like that. Now, I would normally expect to see a lot more of our heavies up here, but because of the fact that we only have, what, 5? And 3 of them are down here, that's going to leave this particular section of the map. Wait, what? Okay, so that's going to leave this particular section of the map very, very open as it is right now. Why is there an IS climbing there? It's got to be an IS-6. Why is there an IS-6 trying to climb that ridge? Sometimes you have to just try and let it go. When people do things that are so incredibly not smart, you just gotta try and let it go sometimes. Seeing heavy tanks try and climb that ridge, that's my, that pisses me off in a real game. I feel sorry for Cadet, because that's going to leave this whole area just completely open for any tanks that want to run through it. And, ooh, look at that. Somebody's trying to shoot at the front end of a T32. That's just hilarious. Of course, that's the mode I want to be in. This is, of course, a T32, so it's got the generous, what's it called on the front? Gun mantle. And, of course, a beautiful turret and armor and everything. This thing is incredibly difficult to penetrate from the front, if you didn't know. Unless you have a gun which is extremely powerful, like tier 10, don't bother. If you're looking for weak spots on the front of this thing, this cheek and this cheek are both weak spots, but of the two, they're incredibly hard to hit. You can see that they're both rounded, even if they are cheeks. So it doesn't really have anywhere flat to hit. The only other spot, if you can manage to hit it, is of course the commander's cupola. The fact that it is interesting. Because of the fact that the commander's cupola is actually on one side of the turret, wiggling this turret is much more effective than wiggling the T29 turret or the T34 turret. Now, our IS-6 and our 2 IS-6 up there? Can't tell. No, it must be T34 and an IS-6. Well, it was a T34 and an IS-6. They're just getting murdered by the enemy team because of the fact that they've pushed so far up. And Cadet has fallen back as far as he can. He's using the train as effectively as possible. And he's making these guys, they're going to spend precious hit points for every, few feet that they manage to roll, and when they try and actually assault him, which will happen in a few more seconds here. It's the first damaging shot that's really done something. And aiming in, beautiful shot through the front of the IS-3. And our IS-6 is about to become part of the landscape here in a second, which will be nice. It'll provide us for a little bit more cover picking out the enemy IS-3 at the same time. Now, the enemy IS-6 here is, well, also about to become part of the landscape. For some reason, he's really not paying any attention to us. Sadly enough, that one happened to bounce off. Now, this is a bad spot for Cadet to be in. There's an E75 here, which is very, very dangerous. And if he wanted to simply walk up and start killing us, there's not a whole lot Cadet could do about it. However, there are 4 enemy tanks, 4 enemy heavy tanks right here. If they really wanted to kill us, they would all just walk up to us and kill us. And there wouldn't be a thing we could do about it. But if they sit back and they try and snipe and then roll up and then snipe and that kind of things, then we're going to end up on the superior end of this because of the fact that, yep, this T-34 is letting Cadet use his gun mantle to full effect. And planting a shot into the upper glacis of the enemy in return. He thought he was going to try and shoot for the turret ring. Either he did and missed the turret ring, or was aiming for the upper glacis armor. I don't really know. Either way, put a shot clean through him. Put another shot clean through him. And again, the enemies aren't rushing up. They are sitting back and being content to snipe. And it's going to get them all killed. Now, unfortunately, that particular shot, wait. Oh, yeah. This particular shot was the one that just went through. And the reason it went through is because Cadet chose that moment to try and shoot as well. So he stopped moving. And because he stopped moving, he, of course, got himself shot. So now, advancing on the... It comes down to which target is more valuable. I-6 is going to try and come up behind us. T-34 needs to die as well. Now, who does he kill first? I would kill the I-6 first because he's on my flank. And the same decision Cadet makes. I-6, for some silly reason, decides to charge over that hill with 12 hit points left. And it doesn't matter. The rest of our team polishes off the rest of the attacking force. Wow. So that entire attack failed for one very good reason. This reason. This is the reason that entire attack failed. Because if they had all rushed him and taken him out, they would have been able to sweep around and murder our TDs. But because they decided to sit back and try and snipe against our TDs and not sweep up and take care of Cadet as soon as possible, our TDs killed them at range, which is what TDs are supposed to do. A tank destroyer will always out-snipe a heavy tank. There isn't a heavy tank in the game that is more specialized at sniping than a tank destroyer. Okay, that's probably not 100% true. You might be able to find 1 or 2 examples, but not many. And you're gonna have to look hard to do it. Nice job taking the 1390. And that is the end of the game. Good game. And of course, that entire time he was just using standard ammunition and went almost all the way through it. 3,000 experience without premium with his daily double. Wow. You can see just how much spine damage he got in and tracking damage and whatnot. Damage resistance quite high, and these were all the guys that he managed to stall out on those pushes. Now, unfortunately, he didn't get himself a top gun, but didn't really matter. Did net himself, of course, his Mastery Badge Ace Tanker, which he probably already had with T32 play like that. And then, of course, high caliber, justly deserved. Now, look at that. Barely more damage than the SU-100 on his team. However, of course, when it comes to the rest of their team, yeah, we're not going to go there. T39 on our team played a really amazing game too. He deserves some props. And then anyone on their team deserves any props? I don't really think so. Their team just kind of threw the game away. Look at that. Oops. 2,300 damage blocked by armor, not including the stuff eaten by his tracks. Very low repair bill and not much ammo used. This was an awesome game to watch and a beautifully gameplay. Wow. Beautifully well played game. Thank you all for watching. Have a great night. ioEther out.
Hey folks, this is ioEther and we're back with some more World Tanks. Side scraping. How to counter a player who's side scraping. So the E100 is trying to side scrape. And you can see, let's see where. Ronak is actually firing at the engine deck of the enemy tank. And well, that makes sense because Ronak's gun is actually higher up than the enemy tank's engine deck, so he can aim down. And if he concentrates right, and if he, T57. Really? How did you miss that shot on the T57? Really? That was like a free shot. So the enemy A100 is getting really pissed that Ronak can somehow penetrate him without being, without exposing enough of his tank so that so this guy can kill Ronak. So Ronak's, again, gonna shoot for the engine deck.